Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name is Tuskeh, and we're going to play a bit of Hearthstone today, I think. Now, I have said I'm not a Let's Player, and I'm not, so I've been thinking quite hard about doing a Hearthstone series, because I love Hearthstone. I love playing it. Admittedly, I'm not that good at it. I mean, I'm much better at World of Warcraft and to a lesser degree Wildstar. Still working on the Wildstar. But I very much feel that there's some good content to be made here. And I say that because Hearthstone is one of those games where you can just flat out play it and other people can get information out of it. So I was thinking what I can do is I can create a video series where it's like, okay, this is me playing Hearthstone, this is creating the deck, playing it, editing it as I go along, and just seeing how I fare, really. And I'm going to go through my plays as I do them and try and explain them to you, and hopefully I'll get better over time, and it should also help you. And maybe we'll have a little bit of fun while doing so. So, hopefully this doesn't fall into the realm of Let's Play. I know I've said a lot, oh, I'm not a Let's Player, but, well, you know. So, I think the first thing we need to do is actually create a deck, because I have had some experience with Hearthstone, but because I recently moved to America, I lost my EU Hearthstone account, and oh goodness me. So, I have to start from scratch, kind of. I've leveled a few of the decks up. I mean, I've gone through the tutorial, I've unlocked them all and everything. And I've played a few ranked matches, but I haven't really gotten anywhere serious. So maybe that will change. We'll have to wait and see. So I think we'll have to start by making a new deck. And this is all going to be on the fly. It's all going to be live. No script to this. So let's see what happens. We have to start by picking a deck. Now, I know that each of them have different themes. That, for instance, the Druid has a lot of control spells, as does the Mage. The Warlock is very good at rushdown. The Hunter, to a lesser extent. Warrior has lots of weapons. Shaman has a mixture. Rogue is really annoying. Paladin has got way too many heals, Priest has got way too many heals, Mind Control, things like that. So I think it's really going to go down to theme at this point, and what can I say? Maybe I'm predictable, but I really want to go with Thrall. As you can see, I've played a lot of Thrall. I'm on level 22, I know that's not massive, but for me it is, considering if you have a look at some of the other ones. The Rogue is 14, the Druid is 11, the Hunter is 4, the Paladin is 5. I haven't even really played anything with the Warrior. I know how it works, because I played it on EU, so we're going to go with the Shaman. He's my favourite, and I like Thrall. I love stuff like that. So, let's start by talking about what the Shaman does. So the Shaman is all about shamanistic spells like they are in World of Warcraft. So you have some very iconic things. You have Frost Shock, Flame Tongue Tome, Hex, Wind Fury. That's a very powerful card. Used to be very powerful in World of Warcraft as well. Back in Vanilla, if you had an enhancement shaman, he would just be like, I hit you for 400. I hit you for 400. Oh, let me just hit you for 20,000 with Wind Fury. Maybe I'm making that up, but... And they also have some very good 6 cards with the Fire Elemental. Very, very good card for trading. And of course, Bloodlust. This is a great way to end a game. If you've got a board advantage, you just Bloodlust, and your minions can just annihilate someone. So, let's start with a few spells. Ancestral Healing can be very helpful. It allows you to restore a minion to full health and give it taunt. But generally, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to have a lot of minions that have a lot of health, so I'm not sure how much use I'm going to get out of this. I will, however, throw one in because A, it may come in handy, B, it's a 0-cost card, and 3, it's golden, and I like gold cards. So we'll throw one of those in. I think we'll also throw a Frost Shock in. Might be very helpful early game against Murlocs and other things like that. We'll also go with 1 Rockbiter weapon, I think. Very helpful for early clearing, especially because you can use it on yourself because it's a character. And if a card text says a character, it means it can affect either a minion or one of the 2 heroes. So you can actually use this on yourself and then hit something without a weapon, which is great. Of course, we'll also go with Wind Fury because Wind Fury is really powerful. Allows you to attack twice. Flame Tongue weapon, one of my favourite... Sorry, Flame Tongue Totem, one of my favourite totems in the game. Adjacent minions have an extra 2 attack. It's a 0-3. Difficult to really kill, especially if you can hide it behind some taunt. So we'll grab 2 of those. We'll also grab 2 Hexes, because this is really the only really great anti-big threat card that the Shaman has. It transforms them into a 0-1 frog with taunt. The taunt isn't that much of a big deal. You just need to throw a spell at it. Costs 1 less than a Polymorph, and the frog doesn't end up with an attack, so I'd actually say this is better than Polymorph. So, we'll get 2 Hexes. The Wind Speaker, again, allows you to give Wind Fury to a minion, which is pretty cool. It's also a 3-3 for 4, which isn't great value, because generally you want the mana cost in the top left to be similar to the attack, or, you know, lower. But the battle cry does give it some credibility, so we'll go with the Wind Speaker. And of course, Bloodlust. Don't generally need more than one during a game. Of course, only having one reduces the chances of drawing it. But this is how I generally tend to finish my games, so we'll go with that. And of course, the Fire Elemental. Brilliant, brilliant card. It's a 6/5 for 6, and it deals an extra 3 damage as soon as it comes onto the board. So it's essentially a 9/5 for 6. And that first 3 damage is pretty much unavoidable. You can use it to break Divine Shields, kill weak minions, or weaken big ones. So we'll go with 2 of those. So we've got our first 12 out of 30 cards, and now we'll go to the neutral area of the deck. Now, I think it would be good to have some 1-drop minions, because as you can see, when it comes to the 1s, we only have the Frost Shock and the Rock Biter weapon, which are both good with dealing with early minions, but they won't help us get an advantage. It will only help us with recovering from a disadvantage. So, let's see what 1-drops we can actually use. The Worgen Infiltrator, one of my favourites. It's a 2/1 for 1, so it hits harder than normal, and it has stealth, which means it can't be attacked or targeted with spells until it actually deals damage, which means if you drop it turn 1, the enemy doesn't really have an answer to it. Arcane Missiles from a mage might do it, but other than that, you can generally decide when you want to trade with this guy, so we'll throw him in there. Young Dragonhawk isn't that helpful, even though it's glowing at me. And I think that really does it with the 1-drops, at least the 1-drops that I have. Of course, you can go to crafting mode and see what else we have. As you can see, there's quite a few, really, that we could have. The Young Priestess is alright. At the end of your turn, give another friendly minion 1 health. But 1, I don't have enough Arcane Dust to craft it. And 2, I don't really find that I get much synergy between my minions. More it's got to do with my totems and the spells that I give my minions. So, we'll go with that. We will have into the 2-drops, I think. Acidic Swampoo's great card. It's a 3/2 for 2, which by itself is great. But it also helps you destroy an opponent's weapon. You can hold on to one of these until late in the game if you're dealing with something like a hunter, a paladin, or a warrior, and you can just completely destroy their advantage with an Acidic Swampoo's. So I think we'll grab one of those. Moving on, the Bloodfen Raptor, pretty good. It's a 3/2 for 2, pretty simple, but I don't think I'm going to go for that. Instead, I'm going to go with an Ironbeak Owl. Silence removes all card text, which is just brilliant. It just resets a card and then removes everything from it. So I'm going to grab that. Fairy Dragon, again, a great card. 3/2 for 2, can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. I think there needs to be more in Hearthstone with this kind of effect, because it's great. It really dynamically changes the board when you throw a Fairy Dragon down, because a mage can't just Frostbolt it or ping it. It demands some kind of response, which is great. So we'll grab... I think we'll grab 2 Fairy Dragons, actually. So those are our 2-drops. We've got a few more. Of course, I say 2-drops. A 2-drop is something you can drop onto the field for 2. You could also say 2 cost or 2 mana or something like that. So those are our 2s. Now, 3s, I like the Earthen Ring Farseer. It can be helpful. A little bit underwhelming. A 3/3 for 3 and a 3 health heal. It's alright. I may come back to this and pop it in if I have room at the end of the construction, so we'll move on. Harvest Golem, a great card, because when it dies, it actually summons another minion, a 2/1 damaged golem, and you can add those stats on top of this, so this is basically a 4/4 for 3, which is pretty good, and especially because of the way it works, your opponent can throw a spell at it that can kill it, and then the 2/1 damaged golem that comes out, they then have to deal with that again. Even if it just facilitates them using their hero power, that's 2 mana that they've spent on a card that only cost me 3, plus the initial card they used to destroy it. So we'll grab one of those. What else? Raid Leader can be pretty good with early decks. Other minions have 1 attack. This obviously requires that you have a board advantage. You need to have more minions than your opponent. Generally, I'm not going to go for this, though, because, I mean, it would be helpful, I imagine, with totems. It would allow a lot of my totems to attack, so we'll go with, I think, just one of them. So we're now on 19 cards. Moving on. Shattered Sun Cleric, very nice. It's a 3/2 for 3, and allows you to give a friendly minion 1/1. So if a card has a 2/2, and you give it 1/1, it becomes a 3/3. Unfortunately, the Shattered Sun Cleric can't use this on herself. It has to be someone else, so if you play this by itself, it's a waste of the battle cry, but great for helping cement your leadership of a board. Onto the 4-drops, Chillwind Yeti. I love this card. No card text, it's just a 4/5 for 4. It's beefy, it's got enough attack that it could be a threat, and enough health that it's really difficult to deal with. So I'm definitely grabbing a Chillwind Yeti. Moving on. of course, one of my favourite cards, the Senjin Shield Master, or Master. Mon, I do love my trolls. So, it's a 3/5 with Taunt for 4. A little bit less attack than the Chillwind Yeti, same health, and it has Taunt. You can expect this in a lot of decks. It's a great card, it has Taunt, it's an early Taunt, and it's got enough health that it's very difficult to deal with. This could absorb a Fireball and die, but the very fact that it can attract a Fireball or a Polymorph or some kind of big anti-minion spell is great. So I think we'll grab 2 of those, because I bloody love the Senjin Shield Master. Moving on, Azure Drake, very nice. I don't really have that many spells in this deck at the moment because, like I said, I just don't have that many. I used to use things like Fort Lightning and Lightning Storm. I love those spells, great clearing spells, and that is something that this deck doesn't really have yet, much clearing, which could definitely be a problem. But I think that the Azure Drake is nice. It's a 4/4 for 5, has spell damage +1, and allows you to draw a card. So, pretty nice. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go with it over the Spellbreaker, which is a 4/3 and has a Silence. And with lots of nasty minions around, Silence can be important. So I'm going to grab that. So we have, at this point, we have 6 more cards available. And things are starting to get expensive. So, we will look at the Frostwolf Warlord. Gain 1/1 for each other friendly minion on the battlefield. This is a battle cry, not a passive effect. So if you have a few minions, put this guy down and then play more. It won't help. But if you have a lot of minions, play this guy and then you lose all your minions except this guy, he still has the health and the damage. So we will put 1 of them in there. Very helpful. More 5-drops here. The Boulder Fist Ogre. Oh, sorry, these are 6-drops. The Boulder Fist Ogre in the 6-drops department is good. It's a 6/7. Pretty beefy, difficult to kill. Normally necessitates some kind of control spell from the enemy. So we'll go with 1 of them. Might be useful, might not be. We'll have to wait and see. Gorobasha Berserker can be nice. This might actually synergize really nicely with my Ancestral Healing. So this guy could get down really low, have a whole bunch of attack, and then I can heal it back to full and give it to Taunt. So I think I'm actually going to go with 1 of those. That may be really great. Moving on. Of course, Gelbin Mechatork. I have him because I participated in the beta on this account. And he's very fun. 6/6 for 6, and he summons an awesome invention. And all of these inventions are random. So it could be a Pultralizer that randomly turns things into chickens, which is just like a polymorph. It can turn Mechatork into a chicken, or itself into a chicken, which is weird. You've got the Emboldener. It's like a powerful orb that gives something 1/1. It can give the enemy 1/1, which sucks. So he's pretty insane and random. Not really worth it, though. Lord of the Arena, a 6/5 with Taunt. Not bad, not bad. I think we'll go with 1 of those. We're also going to go with the Stormwind Champion. Other minions have 1/1, and it's a 6/6 by itself. Great with totems, and of course our hero power allows us to summon a random totem, which is great. And for our last card, let's have a quick look through here, through this Shaman's section, see if there's anything else we want. We could go with another Rockbiter weapon, maybe. We could go with another Bloodlust, but I don't think we're going to go with that. So I think we'll go with another Rockbiter weapon. Of course, you're probably just sitting here going, "Oh god, what are you doing? This is terrible." It may very well be terrible, but we'll slowly improve and see how things go as we move forwards. We'll play a couple games now with this deck. So we have our custom Shaman. So let's play a game. Alright, so let's give this a shot, shall we? I think this deck might work quite well, and that the minions should hopefully synergize quite nicely. So let's give this a shot. Spoiler alert! I actually played 2 games of this right after making the deck. And I ran out of room on my hard drive, so Fraps stopped recording. So you missed 2 whole games. I won both of them, believe it or not. It went very well. So hopefully this goes as well as it did when I first tried it. With the power of editing, it should be fine. So it's a Thrall versus Thrall, both level 22. Let's see how this goes. So I go second, which is... I like going second, I like having the coin. So the 3 and the 4 I think I will definitely keep. The Windspeaker, pretty nice, but not helpful until the later game, I think. So we'll get the Frostwolf Wall on the Windspeaker out of the way. And an Ironbeak Owl and Wind Fury. So we get a cheaper version of the Windspeaker and the Silence. Which isn't actually incredibly helpful early game unless he plays something insane, which I just don't think he's going to do. So chances are we'll save the coin for the Harvest Golem on turn 2. So let's see what he does. Alright, he does nothing. And I will counter by doing nothing. In fact, I'll say hello. Alright, so the Totemic Call comes out. He gets the 0-2. I'm fine with that. May make my life a bit difficult, but that's fine. We will coin. And we will Harvest Golem. Harvest Golem, one of my favourite cards in the whole game. You should have seen the games I had that I failed to record because I'm a numpty. I got so much value out of it. Of course, he's probably just going to one-shot it now with Lightning Bolt or something. And just ruin my day. Bollocks. That is annoying. It gets a very nice card out. But we have a counter to this. We could silence it. Make it a 3-3, but that would still make it a 3-3 that can trade with the Harvest Golem. Instead, we could Flame Tongue Totem, and trade. Whoop. And not only that, that also buffs this dude. So, again, value. This is kind of Forked Lightning bait. When I say bait, I mean it could be very easy to Forked Lightning this. So if you've got a big board full of things and you say, oh, this board is Flame Strike bait, because generally after a certain amount of cards, a mage will want to Flame Strike them all and kill them all. So another one comes out. It's a 1-1, which is a little bit frustrating. But that's fine. I think that we can... the Worgen Infiltrator. I do love this card. Instead, we will put the Senjin Shieldmaster down, make it a 5-5. Get this guy out of the way. Because Lightning Storm would ruin my day right now. So we've got the Taunt out, we've got the 3-5, which has been upped by the Flame Tongue Totem to 5-5. So as you can see, the minions synergizing wonderfully here. Getting some value out of the Golem here, having already traded with one and taken out another and is still alive. And the Senjin Shieldmaster, great card overall. Taunt, lots of health. Combined with the Flame Tongue Totem. Wonderful. Alright. So that's a nice card. 2-7 coming out. And every time it gets damaged, it receives 3 attacks. So generally, you want to kill it nice and fast. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. Of course, I could silence it. That would certainly make his life very difficult. Okay. So, what are we going to do here? We can silence him and just make it a 2-7. But it's still a 2-7, which is a problem. We could Wind Fury this guy and just hit him for 10, which would be a terrible idea. We could Wind Fury him, hit the Guru Vashi Berserker twice, but that would trade out. We could Wind Fury the damaged Golem and hit him for 8, and that might actually still stay alive after all this. Which I actually quite like the sound of. So we'll do that. We'll start by Wind Fury. And then bam. And bam. Getting the health down. We will then play the Worgen Infiltrator. Will we? Yeah, we will. Well, I'm actually kind of okay with him having this board. I'll put the Worgen Infiltrator down. Make that 4-1. And then we will Frost Shock this guy. Because even better, he may now be a 5-6, but he can't attack. So I've actually got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage on the board, which is quite nice. Kind of going for a little bit more aggressive strategy here. Normally I go for very kind of conservative strategy. As you can see, it's costing me, because I may have the board here, a little bit more than him, but I only have 3 cards, and he has 7, which is difficult. Oh, and the Senjin Shieldmaster comes out, and it has 1 more health than either of my 4-1s can deal with. Well, there's the answer right there. So, of course, we could Ironbeak Owl this, which would give us 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, he's dead. This is a very quick game, this one. So we'll silence you. Rock Biter you. 7. 14. Dead. Death on turn 6. That's pretty good. Oh, I missed the well played. So as you can see, I wasn't lying. I got a win streak. Everything's going well. That was a very, very quick game. Didn't really allow me to demonstrate the synergy between cards that I have. Hopefully I'll get to show that more next turn, because this deck can actually be either kind of rushed down, like I did there, ended the game quite quickly, or it can be more controlled, because I had a game against the Priest where he started the game very well, and I was struggling a little bit, and then I kind of caught up, and was able to take control of the board from him. by denying him certain card drawing assets, like his Northshire Cleric, by hexing it, things like that. So, very important. Another Shaman! Jesus. We're all after the Shaman today. Alright, so I'm going first today, which I don't like, but that's okay. So we have the Acidic Swamp Ooze. May be helpful because the Shaman does have a couple of weapons. Raid Leader, not so helpful at the moment, so we'll toss you. Sen'jin Shieldmaster, a great turn 4 card, so we'll keep you. Even if he starts doing really well in the early game, then we can throw the Sen'jin Shieldmaster down, and that pretty much will even most of the odds. Alright, so we have a turn 2 play, which is nice. The Windspeaker, not so helpful at the moment. Helpful in the late game. I used it in one of the other games to do a lot of damage. Alright, so he's going to coin. What's he going to play? He's going to coin a totem. Interesting. I definitely would not have done that. Definitely a waste, I would say. Especially considering now I can just pop the Fairy Dragon down, and there's probably not much you can do about it with two mana, unless you have a Goldshire Footman. Or this turns out to be a taunt. Oh, it's a taunt! I had to go and open my big fat mouth, didn't I? Oh well, that's fine. We'll just pop you down. Summon a totem of our own. And it's a taunt! That's very nice. So that will definitely help us with the any kind of charge you may put down. Wolf Rider, I believe, is 3. It may be 4 mana. So that would certainly help us against that. Wouldn't help us against the Forked Lightning, though, which would just ruin our day entirely. Oh, and a Lightning Storm! He uses a Lightning Storm on these turns. Interesting. Now, quick word about the Lightning Storm. As you can see here, it's 3 cost and Overload 2, which means that next turn he will have 2 less mana. Which means that if I can get something out this turn, he won't really have an answer for it. And funnily enough, it's turn 4. I get the Sen'jin Shieldmaster out. He only has 2 mana this turn. So chances are he's not really going to have an answer, because even Hex costs 3 mana. So all he's going to do is Totem. Is this going to be another taunt? No. Okay, good. Now at this point, I think it may be worth actually Wind Furying this guy. Maybe, because I can also get the Worgen Infiltrator out, so we'll do that. Then we will Wind Fury, because then I can hit both of his totems and just ruin his day, because he's obviously building up his totems. And we don't want that. Of course, this could be a fake out, and if he is suddenly going to hit me with something really difficult at the end of the game, then I've fallen straight for his trap. But hopefully that won't happen. Oh, the Hex! I should have thought about that. Didn't get that much use out of it, which is a shame. But that's fine, that's fine. We still get some more minions out on the field. And, hey, we can Bloodlust that guy. Of course, we're not going to, because it's not going to kill. But instead, we could put down the Raid Leader, which would turn this into a 4-3, a 1-1, and a 3-1, which would be very nice, alongside having a 2-2 out on the field. Alternatively, we could Acidic Swamp Ooze. I kind of want to save it just in case. We could Bloodlust, which wouldn't kill him. Or we could Gurubashi Berserker. Kind of considering doing that, but he hasn't really played many minions at the moment. He's been all about the spells, so I think Raid Leader for now. Raid Leader, then Totem. Which gives us a taunt, another taunt, which is nice. So we will throw, I think, 3-1 into this. Hit him twice. Start getting him down. So he's on 25 now, which is pretty good, and we have a very strong board. We could potentially Bloodlust next turn. Not sure if it would kill, though. I don't want to do the calculation until it's my turn, because he could very well. Interesting. Oh, dear me. This is going to ruin my day. Oh, dear me. Alright. Yeah, that was terrible and horrible, and everything just went wrong. Youch. Youchy indeed. So, Lightning Storm. 2 to 3 damage to all enemy minions. Wiped my board entirely. Ew, that stung. Still, not the end of the world. We will start with a Totemic Call. Hopefully this will be either a heal or a taunt. It's neither. That's alright though, we will put the Gurubashi Berserker down. And then we will hit him in the face. So now we have the Ancestral Healing Gurubashi Berserker combo in our hand, which is nice. Of course, look at his hand. 7 cards. And he's used exactly the right spell to destroy my advantage. If he hadn't done that, he'd be very low right now. I could have potentially even killed him. Oh, and here comes all the spells out. Another... This is a great combination here with this Elemental Overload. So, Overload is the thing that makes you, obviously, like the Lightning Storm, reduces your mana next turn. And every time you play one of those, this guy gains 1/1. It's not the most powerful spell in the universe, but it is definitely paying off for him right now. Without a doubt, it is paying off for him. I may even go as far as to hex it. Maybe. Not entirely sure at this point. So if I hit this, this goes down to 765, 4-3, and that would just kill it. So we're definitely going to hex this. I don't want to lose this Gurubasha Berserker. It could very well be my key to victory. So we will start with a totem, see what that gets us. It gets us a 1-1. That's not so great. So we'll hit you. Then I think you're a 3-3. So I could do that. It's not worth it though. We're just going to smack you in the face. So he only has 2 damage on the board now. I've lost my Wind Speaker, but that's fine. He was able to give it to the Senjin Shieldmaster. Kind of a mistake, I think, giving the Wind Fury to the Shieldmaster, because he got hexed right afterwards. So, this guy's obviously got a lot of advanced Shaman cards, which is bad for me, because I don't. So, but I've got this 5-5 on the board, which is nice. Don't have the Wind Fury yet, which is a little bit of a frustration, but that's fine. What's he going to play now? Another Hex would ruin this Gurubashi Berserker. He's only played the 1 so far. So... somewhat worried about that. And it's very likely... oh! He's going to Lightning Bolt it. If he didn't, that would be stupid now. Okay. So that makes it an 8-1 and he's going to trade it. Did not predict that. I probably should have. But now he has no damage at all on the board. So that's fine. Oh, what's he doing? Okay, he's going to hit the 1-1. Wow, an Earth Shock. Just for that. This guy has either paid a lot of money to get his cards or he's been playing for a while. Morning Stars. I do not know who that is. At least it's not like, oh, hi, have Hafu. Okay. +3 attack. Oh, interesting. So he's just clearing my board entirely. Alright, well that does somewhat ruin my day. But that's fine. So we will pop that one down, and we will pop this one down. So, we've definitely got some big hitters out on the board now. That's Hex Bait, though. Like I said before. Sorry, I didn't say that, because I lost it. Bait is basically where you... play cards and it's can be easily countered by another card. So for instance, if you have a big board like I did earlier, I could say, well, this is Lightning Storm bait because they all have 2 health. And lo and behold, he Lightning Stormed them all. So he's starting to use up his cards. We're now on equal cards. And that will end his turn. Curious. Alright. Now what can we do here? We can throw the 1-1 into the Hexed Frog. Deal with that. And then we will have access to these 3 totems. We don't really have a way to clear them all. So instead I think we will play the Chillwind Yeti. Getting some big beefy cards now this time. And the Flame Tongue Totem. So we will hit you. And then I think we'll just go for the face this time. Because I'm very tired of dealing with this guy. We will then Totemic Call. And next turn, if he can't deal with this, he's dead. He knows that. Even if I didn't have this Bloodlust in my hand, he would be dead. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah. Oh, he's going for everything. He even has a Farsight. I've never seen a Farsight actually used in this game before. So, interesting, I have to say. Alright, so that gives them 3, 4, 5. It's enough to kill the Yeti, not enough to kill the Ogre, though. And I don't think it's going to be enough to save him. He still has 7 mana, though, so he could play a Taunt or some kind of big Hex or something like that. So let's see what he has. I would think that if he had a Hex, he would have used it by now, though. Oh, the Bloodlust! He's going for the same combo I am! But he can't kill me with this, so he's obviously going to use it to actually clear my board instead. Very good! I like that. So there goes that. What's he going to do now? Hit me with... He's going to get rid of that. Huh, this is interesting. He's going to summon another totem. You still have more attacks, don't you? Oh, and it's a Taunt Totem. That is frustrating. He must be worried about a Bloodlust combo of my own, because he just saved his life there. Very nice. Very nice. Beefing up those totems a lot. Alright, so that's the end of his turn. What have we got? Ooh, the Fire Elemental. That's nice. So can we actually use this to help kill him? No, because can't cost too much overall. So we could Fire Blast that, which would just get rid of all that. I think that would probably be the best idea. We'll Fire Blast you. And just ruin your day there entirely. And then bop. I think it's about time we just got this Acidic Swamp Ooze out. More totems. And again, we've got the Bloodlust combo next turn, unless he finds another way to deal with it. We have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage on the board. Even without the Bloodlust, he has to deal with some of these. And there comes the Hex. Alright, that's fine. So he still thinks he's safe. If this is a taunt, I will be angry. Ow! I'm angry! I'm very angry. Oh, okay. Another Ancestral Healing. Oh, another Ancestral Healing. Alright, he's going full taunt now. Very interesting. He's, I would say, getting a bit desperate at this point. Another Fire Elemental comes out. That's brilliant. Alright, so we will use that and just deal with the one that actually deals damage. And then hit that. This is all about board control at this point, as you can see. And then that. And then hit him. I think really at this point, we've won. There's not really much he can do about this. I've got 2 Fire Elementals. Even if he got rid of everything but the Fire Elementals, they'd still kill him. And I've got a Bloodlust in my hand. He's in a lot of trouble at this point. He's used both of his Lightning Storms. As you can see, this deck is all about building up the deck. Alright, he's going to Lightning Bolt that. And there we go! Good game, that one. That was very fun. So there we go. Definitely doing well so far, I think, with this. We've been... Ooh! A Golden Windthrow. Well, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I must say the art style of this game hits the nail on the head when it comes to Warcraft. Absolutely beautiful. Great game. Very enjoyable. Bit back and forth, and I do like that in my games. So that will conclude the very first episode of Hearthstone on this channel. Thank you very much for watching. I very much hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. I love Hearthstone. And hopefully you learned something. Probably not, because we're just starting out. And I think there's a lot deeper we can go with this. And start getting some more advanced cards, things like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that. If you enjoyed the video anyway, hopefully you did. Let me know. Any feedback is appreciated. You can contact me using the links in the description or just leave a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel to catch videos like this as soon as they come out. Thank you very much for watching, and of course, best of luck with your card draw in the Inn of Hearthstone. That was such a tortured metaphor. I'm sorry.